Welcome to Nobody Knows with Joe Coffee, powered in part by Classic of Denton.
Discover Denton. Joe Coffee has a show. Are you a huge fan?
Personally, I've never seen it, unfortunately.
No, are you a fan of Joe Coffee?
I don't really know who he is.
No. Do you like comedy?
Pretty big fan, yeah.
Yeah, who's your favorite comedian in Denton?
Comedian in Denton.
So what kind of jokes do you think someone like Joe Coffee would make?
I mean, he's got a pretty interesting last name, so I could see some kind of jokes there.
Do you think he could win a damn award?
Maybe. I mean, now that I think
What's
about
your
it.
favorite joke from him?
I think his name. That's actually pretty clever. I like
Yeah?
it. Yeah.
You can thank his parents, huh?
Oh, definitely.
So, what do you do, man?
I like history, so I just kind of like to read up on that.
What kind of history?
Pretty much anything I find interesting. Recently, it was the apartheid in Rhodesia, South Africa, stuff like that.
Nice. So what are you doing out here?
I actually have a music lesson in like 30 minutes just down the road, so I'll start heading over there in like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something.
Cool. What kind of instruments do you play?
I play a mandolin and a violin.
I thought you were going to say the bugle.
I wish.
So if you could say anything you wanted to Joe Coffee right now, what would you say?
Huh. I'd have to say I love the name. It's a great name.
Hi, I'm Richie, and I'm with...
Regina.
Are you a fan of Joe Coffee?
I've never been there.
It's actually, he's a comedian.
Oh, okay. No.
Have you ever heard of him?
No.
No? All right. What about Denton Radio? Do you listen?
I just moved here, but yes, I have heard of them.
What do you think about it?
It's really cool.
What do you think about Joe Coffee?
Don't know him.
That'd be a cool show to listen to, right?
Okay, yeah.
Today, our guests on the show are two brave boys.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
Nope.
No? What's the most brave thing you've ever done? The bravest thing.
Move without knowing anyone to a completely different place.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
California.
And you just moved to Denton?
Then I just moved to Denton.
Hey, DentonRadio.com. I'm here with...
Yeah.
What do you think about Joe Coffee?
Your coffee?
Yeah?
Oh, okay.
DentonRadio.com. Are you a fan?
Yeah, love it.
Do you ever listen to Joe Coffee's show? Joe Coffee has the...
I've never listened to Joe Coffee.
No? Do you know who Joe Coffee is?
You told me about him 30 seconds ago.
Okay. Well, he had the comedy festival this weekend. Did you not go to that?
I didn't know about it.
No? Have you?
Actually, I think I heard about it at the liquor store. Somebody mentioned it.
At the one on University?
Yeah, one of the guys says the bartender or whatever, cashier, was a comedian. He told me about it.
Yeah, shout out to him. But he didn't convince you?
No, I mean, I got kids. I don't really do anything in the evenings, so...
Well, thanks for talking with us, dude.
I got a cone in my hand. But
cool, yeah, we'll do that. Awesome, thank you. All right, I'm with DentonRadio.com. I'm here with...
Ashley?
Ashley, are you a Joe Coffee fan?
No.
Are you familiar with Joe Coffee, the comedian in Denton?
No, I'm not.
Do you?
No.
Are you a Joe Coffee fan?
Nope.
Do you listen to any of the comedians in Denton?
No.
What about Two Brave Boys? Have y'all heard of that?
No.
No? No, they have a podcast and... No?
Nope.
Here's one that we could all answer. What's the bravest thing you've ever done?
I have no idea. Honestly. Bravest thing I've ever done. Nothing comes to mind.
What about you, man?
I don't know, man.
Not much brave.
I guess. I don't know.
I did not know. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee.
Hey! Now just go wop, 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 wop.
What?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
1, 2, a 1, 2. How do you do? I don't know how to count.
Well, let me see. So what's after 3?
It's a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee.
And nobody ever will. Thank y'all.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee.
Nobody knows Joe Coffee. And we are live. Only 25 minutes late to broke our own personal record.
We're back.
We are.
Episode 22.
Number 22, man. We still haven't gotten fired, and we're here with 22 brave.
Y'all are both 22 years old.
Two brave
we
boys.
split 11 personalities.
Yeah. Two.
Each of us are 11 people.
At one time.
Me too.
And who are? Well, we won't do the character stuff right now.
Also me.
You don't do a character. You don't do characters.
You guys are such characters. Oh my god. So we are live. It is
Tell me about the
happening. Wait, what? So we'll get to the festival. We're with Taylor Higginbotham, who has been on the show 2 times now, right? This is number 3.
Yeah.
You've set the record, dude.
Really?
Other than me and Richie, we've been on here 22 times.
I'm like the
21.
Alec Baldwin
21.
to your SNL.
Yeah, exactly. And then we got Brad McKenzie, other half of Two Brave Boys.
I'm
first
like the
time.
Sinead O'Connor to your
To your
SNL.
SNL.
One and done.
And never invited back.
No, never again. But Taylor will be back next week.
Probably.
So what's been up, guys? So Two Brave Boys, for those that don't know.
Can I answer the first question?
Yeah.
Not a bunch.
What's been up?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah,
not
some
a
stuff.
lot. No.
Yeah, just hanging out.
So Two Brave Boys, which is a live. Is it a podcast right now, or is it more of a live free panel?
It is recorded as a podcast.
It's recorded. It hasn't been released.
Have
as
you
a
put them out
podcast
yet?
Man, no, we have really not.
Yeah. That's kind of.
But we have very much recorded them.
We want to ask the audience, what is a podcast?
Yeah.
Is it a podcast if it isn't released?
It's pretty avant-garde.
If a tree falls in the woods, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
like that,
record
but
a
for
tree
podcasts.
for a podcast and never release it.
Well, doing podcasting on your own is super hard. It's a lot to keep up with. I've had so many podcasts before this, and the cool thing about this is we show up. We show up, and
It
they
must
do
be
the
really
work.
nice.
Oh, yeah,
It's
exactly.
really great.
And
I would
you
not.
guys.
If at the end of the day I had to do something extra, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, because
Hey,
it's already hard to get Richie out here.
We didn't put the episode online this week or last week
Wait,
or the week before.
You mean
We're
the guy
done.
wearing sunglasses currently doesn't want to do extra work?
Sunglasses inside, doesn't want to.
This is so I don't have to open my eyes any wider than I have to.
And the people at home don't know this, but Richie has the only chair that has a massage function. He
For
just
sure.
keeps his sunglasses on. He
Actually,
leans back, and it just needs his shoulder blades.
He enjoys the
It
most
needs his shoulder blades
uncomfortable.
as much as he needs
Look
it.
at this thing. He
People-
enjoys
Isn't that fun?
the flimsiest, most uncomfortable chair in the studio.
People are all like, "Ooh, leather chairs." I just never have been. I'm like cloth
You've never
chair.
been a leather chair?
No. I've never been a huge leather chair guy.
Just a hybrid.
So you two, all right. So it's pretty crazy what you guys have to do because you have to do all your work. And I guess that's what I'm envious about the Two Brave Boys thing. Because other than you haven't put them out online, I guess.
Envious.
But because you guys just like this show do something every week. It's every week.
Right.
Yeah, every
At
Monday.
Dan Silverleaf, you guys for
At 11 p.m.
At 11 p.m.
It's free.
Plug.
Drink specials.
Plug.
Drink
I've
special.
got 10 more minutes of this.
Chuckles.
For those that don't know,
comedians.
you guys get a stand-up comic on.
A lot of people don't know.
he or her does 15 minutes, right?
Yes.
And then y'all critique them.
No, they you guys do an opening duo thing.
Yeah.
Bring on the comic, and then after you guys have a set a topic, and you guys free kind of panel like we do on this show with the comic live on stage in front of an audience.
Yeah.
Which is how is that compared to this the live audience conversation thing? How does that differ?
It's almost like another guest. They, in all honesty, they're like an entity of really angry people.
Because you specifically, Taylor's really good at I've noticed Brad will kind of run the show with the topics, and Taylor's really good at you get the crowd involved. You do a lot of the you'll play to the crowd at times.
Because if we ignore them,
then they're gonna ignore you because you're having a conversation sitting at a table on a stage, and I think that's probably what I've noticed is one of the tougher things. Because comedy is already, if you relate to an audience member enough on your own, doing stand-up just alone on stage, if you get good enough to where you relate, people start to feel like they can talk amongst their tables because they feel like you're just connecting with them so well. So if you're doing that even at a good level, with like 3 people, you know, like if you're hitting real hard with those 3 comics are killing that audience, that's what's difficult, because then the audience wants to be a part of that show because they're at a table with their friends and this free flow of conversations happening. You know?
Yeah, I think Brad and the guest as well let them know that there is a line. They're like, we are still doing a show.
Oh yeah, I've seen you.
It's still a guest.
Yeah,
but it's weird.
And we've also made the mistake of occasionally letting an audience member do a little too much on stage too. Of just like, no, you're yelling out stuff. Do it into this microphone. In retrospect, terrible idea most of the time.
How many times have you done that?
We've probably done it 2 or 3 times.
Is it a feature?
Twice.
It's not a feature. It's not a weekly feature. It's just
feature.
like this person has something to say. Let's turn them.
Yeah.
Let's turn the audience against this person that is being disruptive. Is mostly what it is.
Bringing a person
and
on
they get
stage,
real nervous. That's the best thing. They get a little bit burnt.
You know what's funny though? Like I did a show at Midway Craft House, like just my normal set, like on whatever I was gonna say stage on the floor in front of a cooler, and
next to some condoms and some taquitos.
Right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
we've done the stage.
we the quote unquote finger stage, but they have the open mic right after it, And so I was doing a set, and this girl was like just heckling, like kind of drunk, like just heckling, and so I did that, made the mistake of saying, well then you come on, you have things like, and it wasn't in an angry, I was like, playing around with her, because sometimes I can hate, a crowd, so like I was cool with her, I like brought her on
a crowd.
Hate beep a crowd.
And so she comes on.
I call it hate fun.
She comes on, and she was so funny because she was getting ready to do the open mic after, and she had material already ready, so she started doing her like stuff during my set.
Latrice Allen, everybody.
Saffron Herndon.
Yeah.
But no, and then oh my God, just started like slaying during
Just
my set, and I was like, the last time I have ever done that.
Do you
never rolling that dice again.
The only way you can save that is moonwalking out of the room. It's the only
Do you
way.
take a little bit of solace knowing that the crowd afterward, when she did her open mic part, was like, heard this one, already heard it.
You're right.
When you were yelling at the guy, I heard it already.
I heard that. Good bit though.
Well, like me, I immediately had to get out of there. I kind of regret not sitting around for that, and seeing what she had to follow up.
She might have brought you up and given you your big opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She did slay in front
moment
of that.
to prove myself
in front of that cooler. She killed.
So
National.
it's every Monday at 11 o'clock.
At 11 p.m. ish.
You guys follow Paul Slavens. Did you have this last week? I wasn't able to make it out. Yeah, Nick again.
Fields.
Nick Fields.
Nick Fields.
Man, I wish I would have sent
Thick
Jake a
with
picture.
2 C's, Fields.
I wish I would have sent Jake a picture
2
because
E's.
Nick showed up in like a Lando Calrissian.
He did dress like
setup.
Lando.
How'd that feel? Because you're a Star Trek guy, I know. Like you're.
Well, I
big,
knew about it. I
don't
knew
wanna talk
about
about
it, and
You didn't know he was going to show up, Taylor?
I
As a
figured
Star
he was
Trek
going
fan?
to dress the way Nick Fields dresses,
which is mostly
which is
like
about
Lando
Calrissian level of dressing.
Well,
no, but I knew he was doing that, and I didn't tell you.
Right,
like on
I
purpose.
I would have had like a Yosemite Sam fit,
or you would have had a Yosemite Sam outfit and shown up in that.
and fired guns and and
Tarnation,
with a 10 gallon
Lando.
the 10-gallon hat with the bullet hole in the rim. No, I mean Nick. Lando. He dressed up at the festival, which we'll talk about later, which raised $1,700 for charity. Plug.
Plug.
200 more than I thought.
He wore a pink. He wore a pink romp him to the. That was the show you were on,
He was
right?
a peach. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was the host.
No, yeah, and
I had to follow Acid Sinbad.
Yeah.
It was pink because of my girlfriend Stephanie's donation on the GoFundMe. She did the highest donation, so she got to pick the color of his rompum, which is why it was pink.
I don't know if we had him on. We had Josh Johnson on during the romp him thing. We have had Nick.
That was
on,
one
and
of our
we talked
biggest
about the.
episodes.
That episode wasn't the big. We talked an hour about romp hymns, and let's not do that right now.
Why not? Because it seems very topical.
Yeah, it's romp hymns and fidget spinners.
By the way, I have
They should
some
tell you
great.
that when you-
I have some great Chuck Norris jokes if we want to bring those up too. Yeah.
I actually saw
everything current.
I did actually
Tabasco for eye drop.
I saw like an ad on Facebook or something, and it was like they're back, and then it was fidget spinners, and they're coming back.
They're coming back. They're
Yeah.
making
Really?
a comeback.
Yeah, because we missed them.
That and the pet rock.
It's
for that
the-
day that they were gone.
The shortest amount of time it's taken for something to get back.
It took so long for Nick to get that. We're going to talk about romp hymns. It took so long for him to get that.
Thanks
like,
for looking me in the eyes and letting me know that. When you had already initiated the conversation.
I think whenever the shipping thing was so delayed, it should have said, "This won't be relevant anymore."
Delivery date past relevancy.
You're going to look great, but it's. Yeah,
but that's
past
probably how all of
relevancy.
them were. Everybody that got their romp him soldier.
Okay, so you guys have a pretty decent following with that thing. You were joking earlier about people. I mean, every time I go, it's a pretty for a weekly show. That's a consistent audience, and it seems like you guys get. I see new people and a lot of people that come back. I mean, and that shows you're doing something different. You know what I mean? And it shows that people enjoy it when they keep coming back for it. I mean, that's a rare thing. As someone who hosts open mics, you know, like you have people that enjoy it for like 3 weeks and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah, because it's one of those things because it's completely spontaneous. It's not me working on the same. When I go to your open mic and I do the same 5 minutes that I've done 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
It's not that people. Yeah, this is because it's completely improvised and there's always a different person every single week. Like even if you've seen that person stand up, the conversation part afterward is completely unique.
And it's so great. And it's like
you
really,
were on it.
Yeah,
you
I know.
Did this show.
Yeah.
You're acting like no. When I go there, it seems like it's
no. Well, I did have one of
When
the
my
smaller
rickshaw
crowds
stops.
because of Pearl Earl. If you remember, that was like there was like a huge show.
Love throwing blame.
Honestly, I can't.
It's totally their fault.
I can't compete
We're
with.
great.
I can't compete with talent. So
Yeah, Pearl Earl is okay. Our show is perfect.
Oh
Yeah.
man, what a
Grr.
beautiful.
Yeah. Our show is
Uh,
better than a band.
So who picks? Who picks topics? Do you pick topics, Brad? Because you kind of run the topic portion. I feel like most times.
No,
or do
we-
you guys switch off? On
We
that?
argue.
No, yeah, we get in fistfights about them.
We do.
No,
I
no.
win.
Over at East Side?
No, yeah, we hang out at East Side. We drink too much during the day, and we figure out what we're gonna do for top. And sometimes it's specifically tuned to the comedian on like your topic was the internet because you have an internet radio show, which is
got
why
you.
That makes sense.
Plug while you're watching.
Yeah,
That's clever.
and so
That was
that's why we chose internet for you. So sometimes it's specifically tuned to the comedian, and sometimes it's like, hey, I saw some crazy stuff online.
Was it a
and I wanna
specific
talk
thing, or
about
was it just internet? Today we're talking internet.
No, it was vague because we were being really lazy too.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Well-
so I could look up anything about the internet. It was
Because
fine.
it doesn't like you find really creative ways around the topic to where you can still talk about many things, and we weren't just focused like we weren't just like making Facebook riffs, you know what I mean,
Right.
the whole time. There's like actually like you can tell there's time put in before to find ways like it's almost like internet's the catalyst to get into so many other topics, but keep
Right.
it like centralized around that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we read some bananas bonkers like Craigslist ads. I think
Right.
like when you were
Yeah,
on there
yeah,
because the
yeah.
internet was a big enough umbrella. Where I was like, I found some crazy Craigslist.
Can really do anything with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What was last week's with Nick and the Lando thing? Was there a
Internet.
reason?
It was
future.
The future. Okay.
Our future.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. Star Wars isn't really in the future though.
No,
right?
it's a long
No,
time
it's
ago.
a long time ago.
Or
which
when
makes
they-
a lot of sense, you know.
Also-
Star Trek's in the future.
Also,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
thought
so
about.
whatever, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. But what if?
But do you want to rap about it?
I don't.
Oh wait, yeah, I saw those Snapchats. You and Nick had a rap battle. You
No,
were Star
Nick
Trek.
freestyled.
rapped. Yeah.
I froze up
Oh, okay.
And
in
I
front
hu-
of people.
I
no
hun-
bars.
on
You have
purpose.
no bars.
And
I
I,
had half
I
of
hunched in a
one.
corner and beatboxed.
I had half of a bar.
You can beatbox.
Not well, no.
You can
but
think of
I
half
had
of
to
a bar?
do it in the.
I was
Richie, you
barred
can
out.
beatbox,
I was
right?
barred out.
Boom, boom, boom. Ta 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 ta.
There we go.
Boom, boom.
Duo.
Ta.
Where were you Monday?
I was there. That was.
You did it. That was a great
Hiding in the
beat.
corner.
Thank you. This is a box of beats.
I haven't done it in a while, but I guess I'm not rusty.
I've always thought too, though. I know, like they're saying, so okay, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far away. Back to Star Wars. What if they're trying to put you in the future by saying,
Ooh.
like, "Ooh, this was a long time ago in like
And that we've gotten
2975."
and that we've gotten less interesting. In
Less.
The future.
Oh man, so you not a Star Wars guy at all. Entirely opposed.
I also love that a long time ago is very nondescript. Like it's not. There's no specificity there at all. So depending on the person who wrote that.
Yeah, it could be just a really long clock.
I don't think you ever know the year or
It's
star
like
date.
A long time ago. 1912.
Is it even in this galaxy?
No, it's a galaxy
it's
far
away. It's a far away
I
galaxy.
haven't seen it. I've seen Spaceballs, so
Man, there was
if y'all
a
wanna go
Star
there-
Wars fan rolling their eyes audibly somewhere.
So hard. So hard. So you both did the festival.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the festival?
It was good, man. It was
a good time.
Good timing right there.
I
Right
was
segue.
thinking.
Yeah.
I wrote for the transparency. I wrote during the intro to Richie. I said, "Open up, asking about the fest," and then I put after I introduced, and I drew an arrow and was pointing to you two with the notebook.
Oh, that's what that was. So you're like, after I introduced,
Fanning
and then I
myself
saw
off.
this. I was like, okay.
So festival was cool. Like I said, we raised $1,700.
What?
Every show was
Just us three.
That is
just us. Just
us
three.
personally.
Y'all should put the money together and buy
$1,700.
something big.
No, it went to charity. It went for LOL. It went to literacy for underprivileged students. Richard.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
I could have used that as a kid.
Well,
Too
too
late.
late now. So let's
read
break the cycle
Every show
of
was
Richie Flo's literacy.
Every show was fairly. I mean, I don't know how to really use the word packed. There was a good attendance for shows.
There was.
Like,
There
I
was.
was very
For
pessimistic.
a first time festival.
Oh,
it
there
was
were
very well attended.
there were
was very-
mucho butts and seats.
Mucho butts and seats.
Mucho butts.
Yeah.
You said you were pessimistic the whole
Can't say
time.
mucho.
I was very pessimistic before the whole thing. I mean, it's something like Taylor was on the committee board with me, Brett and Stu. We had last week, Danzy, and a lot of us. I mean, most of us had never done this. You know, I had helped with last year's thing, but under our own entire umbrella and like
Well, I
our
didn't-
responsibility.
I didn't really do anything.
I mean, you did all the graphic design, which was like
I
great.
photoshopped before.
Yeah.
You guys were all
You
inexperienced.
did all
in
the
comparison
GD.
to me.
You did a lot of GD.
Oh, yeah.
That's very true.
And it was not my first time riding the coattails of people more popular than me.
Not
Whenever
at
I
all.
was
Not my first
Oh,
time.
back
at all.
on the
And I will
topic of Two Brave
continue.
Boys.
when I helped y'all move,
Opening, closing for Paul Slavens.
Yeah. We ride.
He's got great coattails. It was well made.
Well tailored.
That's my
It's a
Hey.
name
That's
joke.
my
I
name.
love name jokes. Name
Joe
jokes are my
Coffey, the
favorite.
funniest comic in
Oh my
Texas.
goodness! Oh my goodness!
Damn
The
award
only-
winner Joe Coffey.
The only comments we have right now are for Richie. Look at that.
Hey.
It's Tony Flores. I'm here for Richie Flo.
Hey,
Sean Rich.
Somebody
Hi,
insult
Richie.
Brad real quick. Can we do that?
Yeah,
If you're
insult-
still on.
Anyone watching who has the best Brad insult?
Or
what
Taylor
do they?
insult.
What do they win? What do they win, Richie?
today you win one pack of. Where's the prize box of?
There's no prize box.
You win a Denton Water, an original Denton
What's in it? What's the
independent-
ingredients?
The ingredients are local arts and music,
Yes.
eclectic shopping, unique dining, and horse country.
And let me say, as someone that's consumed this,
This does taste like horse.
you can really taste the horse
Yeah,
country.
you can.
You know,
I
like
it.
Some say it's a little too strong. It's a little
Yeah.
too much horse
I
country.
like the eclectic shopping. It's really
And I will
good.
say, I've had water that is Marlboro country, and I gotta say, tastes a little smoky.
Yeah.
Horse country, that is way more open. It's greener pastures. It is a rattlesnake you're afraid of.
Denton Water, you can't say nay. Okay.
Yeah, there's no naysayers. Oy vey.
Oy nay.
Love that.
Oy,
Still-
did we
keep
get an
going.
oy vey? Did we get a real our
Yeah,
first
yeah.
ever oy vey?
An oy nay. An oy nay.
I run a comedy show, and we got our first oy vey, like 22 episodes in. So okay, it's every Monday. It's at 11. You guys, when you do put it out, where will they find? You know what platform you're gonna put it on?
That's not my job.
You can.
Uh oh.
On VHS.
if you
Throwing the shade at the.
It's gonna be on 8-track.
Brave Boy versus Brave.
Do
Boy.
we have all these episodes like?
They're all
saved?
recorded. Yeah,
It's
they're
gonna
all
be
recorded.
on- all of
and
them?
saved. Yeah. Not all. We started recording with.
Was mine recorded?
Yours was recorded. We have we have an
The first
episode
two
of you.
we didn't.
Y'all should
for-
just put it up on Soundbox and then have people be able to stream them or stream them whenever.
We're gonna put them out on 45s.
Yeah.
Soundbox
We're
isn't
we're still working with
Adobe.
a vinyl press.
Okay.
To make sure that we can get them in their purest, warmest tones.
Yeah, Voxophone.
Yeah.
Just carry it around.
Y'all should just do them live.
They're coming out soon on Wax Cylinder.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who you're getting on next week?
It's Mark Nash.
Mark Nash.
What?
Mark Nash is our guest. Mark
What?
Nash. Yeah.
Dude,
Famous
Mark's awesome.
juggler?
Famous. No.
Famous.
Is there actually a
juggler Mark
famous
Nash?
juggler named
No,
Mark Nash?
No.
I only
He's
know
a
one.
magician. I feel like you would know jugglers. I feel
What?
like I don't know.
Is that a thing people think about me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
feel
know
like
no
throw magicians
jugglers.
in that category.
Crusty jugglers.
I don't know any jugglers, dude.
Yeah, no, Mark Nash, who's super funny. You know,
We had him on the last show of the festival at Black Box, and he killed.
Oh yeah, he kills. He absolutely, he always kills.
Wonderful.
He's super funny. He's newer to actually doing shows in Denton.
Yeah.
But he's outstandingly funny. He's
Great
super
juggler.
Funny. We had him on a Harvest House show. You had him at the end of Black Box. Like it was.
Yeah.
He always kills. He absolutely always kills.
So the Harvest House show.
Where did the
Remind me to plug that later.
Harvest House show, which you're gonna plug right now?
No. Oh,
No?
later.
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 Yeah,
Just
we'll plug
save
it later.
Save it.
We'll
Write
plug
it
it
down.
later.
Where did the name Two Brave Boys come from? What started with that? Because you were two grown bearded men.
We mentioned drinking, didn't we?
We mentioned that earlier. That we usually meet at Eastside and drink when we're talking about
What
the
were
show.
some of the other names we had? Like,
there's no way for me to remember.
You know, for a whole entire show based around alcohol and drinking of alcohol during it, like it's amazing. How many weeks has it been? Like without, like
Oh,
how
we
many
haven't
weeks?
died? What are we talking
No,
about?
how many
What are you
weeks? How
getting
many weeks
to?
have you been doing the show for?
Man, I think we're on.
We're on like our 15th show
15th
or
or
something.
16th.
Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah, it's been like 3.5 months or something like that.
Yeah, you think it would gain more of a following?
You'd think, wouldn't you?
I feel like there absolutely is a.
Or we would have been fired by now.
Just so you know, though, it wasn't until we got to like episode 22.
Level. We're leveling up.
No, when we got to like episode 22, that we started getting the huge following and all the people.
No, we have
All
a
the
we have a
people here
fine
for
following.
Richie.
We actually, like
big
shout out to the people that come out every.
What did
every
David Eller
show.
Big shout. He didn't like the Abbey show because the loudness of the bar people.
Oh, that's a real good burn. He really got you, Brad.
Got him.
You guys like know about? Yeah, that was a sick roast. Sick roast. No, it like I mean you guys can relate to that. Obviously, I mean it's people's attention spans just they wind down. With just comedy in general, because
Especially
when
you talk to one comedian for like 35 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's all I was gonna
conversation.
say, and
Yeah.
I mean it's back to the point I guess we already made, but you know it's the whole like when you're doing it at a bar and not a comedy club, and when people kind of get like cornered in the comedy, you know their attention span is liable to last for what you got the 30 minutes, and then you know I mean our headliner Jay, who's like an amazing comic, Jay Whitecotton, for that show. He did a decent amount of time, but I think our maybe mistake was in such a short attention span of a bar room, you know, where people are coming for music after as well, and not just the comedy. Because we had music after the show, I think just like making that show like less comics in front of them, you know, because audience's attention span, especially when you're just sitting, when you're talking to a comic, and it's a conversation, like that's a hard thing to deal with. And like I
when
said,
you're doing a 30-minute set, you don't want 12 10-minute sets before it. You know, it gets
but
a little
I've even seen
daunting.
you like you know like in a parody sense almost like do catchphrases and stuff to like keep them you know there.
Yeah,
and,
again,
like,
because
help
they're the
hold
other
on to that.
guests. We have to kind of throw it to them and give them the chance.
Yeah, it's like crowd working the whole room.
In all honesty, I honestly love the regulars that come to the show.
Oh no,
Like,
they're great.
genuine,
Yeah.
because
they're
they've become
really, really great.
They've become
part of the show. Like
and connoisseurs of comedy too. Like
I think
they
I've
start to
missed-
compare comedians and
they'll be like,
styles and stuff. Like,
I mean, I
I
think
didn't
I've
like
missed,
Joe's
like-
coffee set as much as basically anybody else. I get that note a lot
no.
from most of our regulars, is they didn't like your stand up as much as they liked basically anybody else.
Okay, yeah, that's
I get that
that's,
quite a
that's
bit.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's
They
absolutely-
scream it at us.
I mean, I did host the award show. That's the only reason I won. If you've heard the every intro Richie's ever done, there's a mass conspiracy.
There's speculation.
I bought my way into office.
Yeah, you would admit it if it was a conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the kind of the reverse psychology aspect of it. No, but I mean, that's like, so this is like Brave Boy. I mean, it's the only show I've missed 2 or 3 out of, you said what, 16 episodes. I thought that's the only show. I mean, comedy show I weekly go to if I'm not on it. You know what I mean? To watch,
right?
Because it offers that something different. You know,
Yeah.
like Dalton, for example.
And
at
thank you
the-
so much for that.
Oh,
And thank you
yes,
so
yes,
much.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Kiss,
Thank
kiss.
you.
So no, Dalton.
I'm gonna go to one soon.
You should. They're free.
This whole episode was just to plug this to Richie, just to like,
Just to get one
convince
more
him-
person in the
Fine, I'll go.
Remember?
to convince him to hang out with me
we
on
did
a
a whole
Monday.
thing about it.
Well, I mean, like, because I think we have a scene out here now, you know what I mean? Like, and people see a lot of stand-up, and like Brad said, they see a lot of acts, a lot of the same acts, especially if you're not writing jokes. So, again, it's something fresh. It's something that people want to come see.
They
Dalton,
got T. Higgy.
Dalton did the thing at Bearded Monk, Dalton Pruitt, who's on the show at times. Did the thing at Bearded Monk during the festival, the Mystery Science Theater with the Space Jam thing. And, you know, it was a small room, but, like, he really enjoyed it, and he wants to maybe do it, like, once a month or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think stuff like that, it's, like, really cool to see, like, a scene develop to the point where now it's like, okay, what can we do with the same people, like, utilize these comics outside of, like, a traditional stand-up
the
format.
versatility of being funny. It's
Yeah.
not just, like,
Yeah.
talking into a microphone and being solipsistic.
Yeah, Tony
It's
Casillas
being
doing the
able to-
films, you guys doing this, you know.
There's a fun thing going on actually this Sunday at Andy's that I'm a part of.
Yeah.
This Sunday night.
Wait,
That's
plug it later.
at
No, you can
Andy's,
plug right
this-
now. We need
this-
things to talk about before we finish.
This coming Sunday night is they're doing a live session of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, kind of like a Harmontown-ish, almost?
Or like
you're on
Harmon Quest.
stage
Yeah,
and-
yeah. Like,
Harmon Quest, that's it,
being on stage, and so it's Cameron Holt who works there is in a local band, the Red Death.
Yeah.
Him and I have been talking about D&D for years because I ran D&D games.
You
since
were
I was like
you're a
20.
dungeon master.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
very experienced.
I'm an experienced
So
dungeon
you've
master.
earned your Brave Boy status. You've
I
dwelled
have. Yeah, yeah.
in the caverns.
I have mined for minerals.
Dwelled in the caverns. That was the best I could.
I have built worlds. I have destroyed those.
He is
worlds.
very. You know what kind of bravery it takes to roll dice?
It's
crazy.
No, and
they're not regular dice either.
No, there's 6 of them. I won't get into it. But no, so we're doing that on Sunday, and so
Gambling addictions are brave.
so Cameron is hosting it. He's going to be the dungeon master.
How do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it because he tapped me to be.
Could you overthrow him somehow and kind of Game
Is
of
it
Thrones
like
your way into
DM
that
mutiny?
Yeah, DM mutiny.
Only in real life, not in the game.
We'll talk about that
cripple
one
him,
off
you,
air.
like, break his leg.
I do not want to incriminate myself, but he might be overthrown soon. But no, so I get to do
Heard it
that
here first.
this coming Sunday, which is going to be a lot of fun. I get to play some live D&D on stage.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons in my life.
So
You should come by and watch.
Are you on it at all?
No.
Have you played before?
No. Because it's it's so hard to get people together.
It's so hard to get
like
a group
especially
together,
for 6 hours.
It's hard to
at a
get
time.
people to go out to eat. You know.
Yeah,
like Dungeons
and this is
Dragons.
eating each other
for hours. How long does a normal Dungeons and Dragons game last?
Well, when I was running sessions.
Running sessions.
When I was DMing or GMing, if you play a different different role playing game,
slide into the DM.
It'd be like 3 to 4 hours of constant.
It's longer
pizza
than Monopoly
of
or cricket.
Well, no, that's per session too. So my longest.
Oh, because you keep games.
Oh yeah, you run campaigns for years,
Oh my
man.
God.
You run campaigns for
Man.
years. Yeah. But what we're doing at Andy's is just a self-contained one-off. It's just like one little brief adventure.
Okay.
It's not going to be part of a longer narrative.
That's on Sunday.
Sunday
What time?
night. Oh God, I want to say like 8 or 9.
They
Or
should
something.
have
You
a
can find it on the Andy's
Check
page.
that
There's an
out
event
after
page.
that Bearded Monk open mic.
Yeah,
They should
right
have a-
afterward, go on and just walk on over to Andy's. It's so close. What is that? 2 blocks?
What night is
Me
that?
and
Jog it out.
that's
Sunday night?
Andy's.
Andy's. Yeah.
Me and Richie are roasting Mindy Arndt on Friday at
Oh,
Andy's.
I saw that.
Can we
And
put
ask
up like
me-
because there's so many plugs, right?
Yeah.
People are gonna get their
There's
dates
where
mixed
I'm
up.
actually doing a checkers game similar to that.
Yeah.
On
Ask
Tuesday.
me how many Rokes jokes I've written right now.
How many Rokes jokes?
Rokes jokes
have you written?
Written
Zero
zero.
Rokes jokes.
How
No,
many
like,
woke jokes have you written in your life?
all my jokes are woke, man.
That's true.
Denton's best comedian, bro.
You are progressive.
Woke AF. Progressive.
I think they asked me to do that, and I was like, I don't know who that is.
The Mindy?
No,
one?
I do, but I was just like, I don't have enough to say. She's a very nice person.
I know.
She's just too nice.
Honestly,
yeah.
it's
How do you
the whole
roast her?
dais. The whole dais is easier to roast than the person of honor,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's like.
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah.
Well, I just said it on air in front
Are
of
you,
all.
are you reading
thousands.
how to include yourself into a
That's
conversation?
it. Write down.
Oh,
Richie,
good
Richie,
one.
Say something.
I need to get eggs, cheese, bread.
Jeez. Oh, great. Well, 2 Brave Boys every Monday at Dan's.
That's weird.
At 11 p.m.
Also, come by for Paul Slavens.
Yeah, just go to Paul
he
Slavens
makes
at
up
9.
Songs on the spot,
on
like
the
you.
spot. You write down a song title,
Tip
and his
him a little bit.
entire band comes up with something.
What?
It's amazing.
And it's no holds
it's
barred
amazing.
too. Like
and it's
he will talk
amazing.
about anything.
No, yeah. No, we've had a few because we usually suggest at least one every single week. We try to
tradition.
we try to throw down some Skrilla and make him sing something that we have written about.
Right.
Some of my favorites are I made him sing a song called Jeffrey Dahmer Waffle House, which was great. I Love Feet, parentheses, Show Me Them Arches.
Oh, I like that one.
He had to sing that one time.
He did. Show Me Them Arches.
And I'm also.
It wasn't even about McDonald's.
I was about to say that sounds like.
And what I'm saying is the censored version of what the actual title
of the actual
was.
name.
Yeah.
Just to show that you can really write down anything.
Yeah.
We have a roast joke for Brad.
It's amazing, too.
Do we have a roast joke?
Yes.
It's hilarious too. Can I deliver it?
This is Tyler Bryant Jenkins. Okay, Richie.
Friend of mine. Hi,
what's
Tyler.
his address?
What's up, my
his
dude?
address right here.
Yeah. What's
Brad.
his home phone number?
Deliver, Rich.
Brad.
You gotta practice for this roast Friday.
Brad looks like he's
roll it
midway through a Benjamin Button esque transition.
This is the worst.
But instead of old to young, it's schnauzer French fry.
God,
it's
man.
schnauzer.
He got you.
Hey,
Brad looks like.
Can we take that again?
Yeah,
Brad looks like he's midway through a Benjamin Button-esque transition, but instead of old to young, it's schnauzer to the French fry bushes from McDonald's. I will accept my water of the air.
I'm assuming you meant on the air.
Yeah,
that's why there's programs like
or off the air. I'll take my water
literary
off the air.
Tyler Bryan Jenkins doesn't know how to type. Roasted.
Hi, Tyler. Speaking of D&D, Tyler, he's an old roommate and D&D player of mine.
Oh yeah,
who David is?
Hey, can you give us an example of like can you fake read a dungeon master? Could you give us your dungeon master thing right now, like a voice? And
yeah,
Well, he doesn't have his fog machine.
I can do that. I'm not wearing.
Or
I'm
his
not wearing
sword.
baggy enough sleeves.
His fog machine or his sword.
You need a cloak.
No, yeah,
I
can
Brad
do it.
looks like a wizard in a t-shirt right now.
So what I like to do.
He's focused, Taylor. No roasting.
What I like to do when I am running a D&D campaign, I like to treat it kind of episodically. So it's as if it's a television series. So I start every campaign session with a
kiss.
Previously on Dungeons and Dragons.
No, I literally do that. No, so I'll do it like this. I'll do a fake one for you. It's like last week on Dungeons and Dragons. No, I really say that.
Can we get some music? Some kind of.
Is there anything intense that we can do? Last week on Dungeons and Dragons.
Richie's looking for music.
2 seconds.
Oh, I was having
already in the mood.
Hang on, DM. If you're a pro,
just say that one.
There is nothing funnier than asking me to stop doing a piece of improv.
All right, you're not a dungeon amateur.
Continue.
You're a dungeon master.
I'm giving him music for his thing.
Last week on Dungeons and Dragons, Gramble the Ironhearted found himself at the foot of the Pillar of Defeat. Will he be defeated this week through the trials? Meanwhile, Gregor the Hot Hand is wooing a young maiden in the local tavern. Will she reveal the secrets of her evil group?
Okay.
Group. Very good.
All
word.
right. Okay. Yeah.
I like how you're like using medieval language like group.
Let's clap on a radio show.
Group.
I like that. Hey, Brad,
I'm sold. You can DM any of my DD.
Were you reading that
parties.
off something?
Brad,
You can DM my DD any day.
Is that how you get your V card back?
Yeah. It's
Okay, cool.
Valentine's Day.
Is that the last
It's
time?
coming in the mail.
I keep it right next to my library card.
You could have it back. It's expired.
Was that like a Canadian British accent? I like that.
Yeah, I'm Canada Britain.
Last week.
Well, I'm pretty impressed.
Last week on Dungeons and Dragons. I just try to sound like Olmec from Legend
On
of the Hidden
Dungeons.
Temple.
I like that the music sounded like
You will find
an
the
early
lost
90s.
macaroni feather of Yankee Doodle.
The music sounded like what?
And he called it macaroni.
Previously on Dungeons and Dragons.
The music was. The music was like if there was a serialized show about Clue. That's what it sounded like. It was like a xylophone. Like Dungeons and Dragons do not have xylophones. I don't think.
So we'll do the weird. Can you give me a this week in weird news? To drop the weird news in your DM voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
This
yeah.
week.
Oh,
All right,
so
yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing weird news.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'll
no,
go.
no, you don't
We
have
can
to
get
do
you a
it.
script.
We'll get you.
No, I got you. It's fine.
3, 2, 1, action.
This week in weird news.
Weird news. We really need to drop
Save that bit. Yeah, save
That was
save
good.
that-
Yeah, I
save
just
that
recorded
clip.
your drop.
Oh, boy.
You're fun.
Oh,
Your very
boy.
fun
Your
drop.
I just gave you your very fun drop.
Perfect.
Your functional drops.
I was just so offended that you didn't immediately consider that your drop.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I had
It's
a
very
fun
funky.
Time. A wanted man wanted something in return for turning himself in. The Detroit area man who calls himself, quote, Champagne Torino on Facebook.
That's
Okay.
I didn't know my D&D character's name for this Sunday. It's Champagne Torino.
Coming to the stage, Champagne Torino.
A very funny guy, Champagne
Starring
Torino.
Clint Eastwood.
No, yeah, it's a very bubbly Clint Eastwood as Champagne Torino.
I'm champagne.
That bubbly kind of racist.
Feeling lucky? Huh? Are you punk?
Hey,
Are you feeling lucky?
It's me, champagne.
you're probably asking yourself, did he fire 5 shots or 6?
The Detroit area man who calls himself Champagne Torino on Facebook made the challenge on Friday to the Redford Township Police Department. It came after, so what he threatened them to 1,000 Facebook likes. He left a message, so
He threatened him to 1,000 Facebook likes?
If I get 1,000 likes, I'm gonna rob this gas
so
station.
they made a post regarding a home invasion, and he commented on it. And this man has many warrants, Champagne Torino, and his comment was, "You guys suck!" Exclamation point.
No X?
Exclamation.
Yeah.
No, all right.
So, Redford Township's police department's reply sounded a little bit like Michael. Given your veiled threats to residents and officers and other threats and your inability to engage in constructive dialogue on this page, this is your one warning. If it continues, you will be blocked.
Oh.
I know a couple people that need that exact message.
Blocked by the police. The person manning the department's Facebook page threatened to ban Torino from the page, obviously. Since Torino already has several arrest warrants against him, it's a wonder he was on the page at all. It's unclear what the warrants are for.
That's a wonder.
Still,
Ooh, can we wonder what the warrants are for? What do you think?
A man named Champagne
Bubble
Torino.
What do you think Champagne Torino
GTA
did
to
have a
Grand
warrant?
Theft Auto.
Champagne Torino?
Grand Theft Auto for sure.
Yeah, he stole a Gran Torino.
Champagne colored Gran Torino.
He seems like the kind of person that lifted like three zebra cakes from a box in a Kroger.
Surprise his ticket.
Yeah.
Champagne Torino, love these zebra cakes.
Wait, that's a crime?
Yeah, it's theft, man.
Oh,
3 strikes, you're out. You go to prison for life if you steal 3 zebra cakes. On
Champagne Torino got...
You're done, Champagne.
Champagne.
You're done in this town.
Champagne Torino got a Class B misdemeanor for getting 2 turned.
City of Redford, the
The
people of Redford, they deserve those cakes.
Champagne, how do you plead?
Champagne Torino protested the new formula for Four Loko without a permit, is what Champagne Torino did.
Oh, it's Champion Torino.
Trespassing. The threat of a ban sparked his competitive nature, Champagne's. He promised to turn himself, his naturally competitive nature, like we know of this. He promised to turn himself in if the department's next post got 1,000 shares. And I'll read you the comment because it's pretty great. I had it pulled up.
It is Champagne Torino.
It is Champagne. That's it on Facebook. Look, and
you can have this gun when you take it from my cold Pinot Grigio hands.
Yeah.
So this was his comment in reply to the block threat. He said, "Yeah, I'm not worried about it. If your next post gets 1,000 shares, I'll turn myself in along with a dozen donuts, and that's a promise. And I'll pick up every piece of litter all around your public schools. Let's see if you can get those."
That sounds
shares.
like a really awesome threat.
No, that seems like
I want to threaten people.
Oh yeah, if this gets 1,000 likes, I'll clean up around the city.
If you spread awareness, I'll do my part.
Yeah. Hey, man, if you guys put me in prison, I'm going to do something nice.
You better believe I might.
Yeah, and man, you know what? And I will do it for free.
So the police got cynical with it because they happily accepted the challenge, and their
Why
comment.
wouldn't they? Who
their
would turn
comment-
that down? They'd
so
be like,
look,
no.
Yeah.
We don't negotiate.
We don't negotiate with
champagne terrorists.
with Torinoists.
We don't negotiate with beverages.
So this was their comment. Donuts, 4 exclamation points. He promised us donuts. You know how much we love donuts.
Are you mentioning the amount
Share.
of exclamation points for code?
For
Is it like does it count down? Does it spell out something later?
No, not at all. No, I just felt like I had to let
Okay,
people
no,
know how excited
I'm
they were
asking for
about it.
information. This is a show
I don't
and
know,
tell
man.
show.
Try to keep up.
It's
We're all
ironic.
trying to keep up here.
I had
Yeah.
too much coffee and I've
Yeah.
been drinking too much caffeine.
I need to take these off.
I
keep
think
falling
we've.
asleep.
I think we've all had too
much
coffee
coffee.
today.
That's
Catchphrase.
You guys.
You're welcome.
You guys.
Freeze frame.
Coffee?
Jump in the air.
Yeah.
Coffee?
Within an hour, the post had more than the 1,000 shares. Torino demanded. Since Friday, it has been shared more than 4,200 times.
Whoa.
As of Tuesday afternoon, Torino.
Does that mean they get 48?
They gotta
donuts?
start
Oh.
charging him with stuff he didn't do too. Like, you know what? We got enough likes. We can put him out.
add charges.
You know what? You got to clean up the neighboring town's park.
We got to get you down.
He's the first person to get a life sentence
You gotta
from too
clean
many
all of
Facebook
Michigan.
shares.
He wakes up like,
Dog,
A life
crud.
sentence.
gotta
of
go to Dunkin'
And
Donuts.
And also,
civil
yeah.
service.
So they went along with it. They're like, oh, donuts are fun. Like, screw cleaning up schools. That's
Yeah.
the lesser part.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just want
they
donuts.
really pushed the donut.
Yeah, yeah. But you're also trusting someone named Champagne Torino
To
follow
follow through on his
yeah.
promise. Yeah.
Like they're
With
really
donuts that are digestible to a human. Like,
No
I don't
man
know.
that's had to change his name to a drink in a car is like trustworthy. You know, he's hiding. He's already hiding from other people.
I don't know. I have a really good friend named LaCroix LeSabre, and he is super trustworthy.
Shout out to LaCroix.
Next week he's gonna be chilled red Lamborghini.
Champagne.
Within an hour, it had 4,200. As of Tuesday afternoon, of course, Torino had yet to show up to the police department with the donuts in hand. They
To
mentioned
the
the
surprise
donuts.
of everyone.
Officers
such
tried
a
to be
good guy.
philosophical about it, explaining, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but
He
you
sounds
know,
like a real
it was
brute.
like they got all philosophical, making a post about thank you for the support. Everyone gets caught eventually.
They said you got to be a
What'd
man
you
of your
say?
word.
It doesn't matter, Joe.
It doesn't
matter.
It
That
doesn't
was
matter.
awesome.
That joke
Good-
was for us.
I heard half of it.
Next story. So if you're
Next
out there,
week,
Champagne,
So they live-
weird news.
they never found him.
They
They
never,
never
found him?
found Champagne.
He's out there somewhere.
They should
Wait,
check
was
his
there-
IP.
Was there a
so
picture of
easy.
Champagne on that story?
He
Do we
was
get to see what
probably-
Champagne looks
We
like?
can probably pull him up
You could
on
probably
Facebook.
you could probably find him. He's probably
Let me see-
barefoot.
I don't
I'm gonna
know.
look- hey, I'm gonna look right now and see if
Champagne
he's-
Torino. There might be a few of those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look and see if he's changed.
I've had a couple.
Hi,
Look.
I'm Champagne Torino.
As soon as you
With
start
some Mai
typing in
Tais?
Champagne, the first one that pulls up is Champagne Torino. Dang, his job's there. Head savage at Midwest Manufacturing.
Ooh, his status or his
His cover
description
photo.
just says gang gang.
Is Champagne
Gang.
Is Champagne Torino just Javoris James?
Well,
It's-
in his cover photo is an Impala, and it's
Oh,
not.
what?
What?
It's not a. It's not Javoris.
That bums me out, man.
Look at the neck tattoo and that watch, though.
That's a nice watch.
That is a very nice watch.
That's way nicer than your watch. Both of your watches.
Oh right. I forgot how to watch it.
Oh,
Can we
picture
guess-
pictures with some ladies. Look at that.
Can we
Wife-
guess Champagne's
And they're
real
all
name?
wearing black wife beaters. Champagne,
Whoa.
if you're out there, we're looking
His
for you,
his
buddy.
his single bedroom. His,
Beaded tank
Whoa,
tops.
go down.
No, I'm not going to wait to that.
so
If we,
so this story.
Am I
was
the
just-
only one that doesn't care who was president? That's his only status. Driving around in circles, lost, LOL. And those are the two statuses.
So-
If you share this 19 times, I'll stop.
I'll stop driving.
He doesn't stop.
So this.
He never stops. He's
This is-
Champagne Torino.
So this entire episode is just a very elaborate plug for having Champagne Torino
Torino
on in a month.
Oh, that would be
Please.
so great. Champagne,
Do
if
we-
you're out
yeah.
there,
If
if you're
any-
one of the 10 people listening right now,
Please.
Yeah, no, and if
We'll
someone
disguise
reach
your
out to
voice
us.
and your face.
if someone gets
Like
in
on
touch
the
with,
ID
if someone
documentary?
gets in touch with Champagne Torino, we'll put him on Two Brave Boys.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
because
Like
he is
100%.
he is a
We will-
brave boy
we
at
will pop
heart.
those bottles.
He's one of the braver boys.
Gang,
Yeah.
gang.
Yeah.
Gang, gang, gang. Next news story. A Wyoming man accused of public intoxication allegedly told police he traveled from the year 2048 to warn mankind of an impending invasion by extraterrestrials.
I saw that.
I
I
have
believe
heard
him.
this. I have heard this story. I've heard this story.
Jake has
Yeah.
a picture of the guy. If we can pull it up on the
This
the
is
screen.
awesome.
Yeah, I believe him.
Does that look like
Oh
somebody?
my
I expected
goodness.
more from 2048.
You know what's weird? I actually trust this guy's statement a little bit more than I trust Champagne
Champagne
Torino
Torino?
was planning on turning himself in. This guy is more likely to be right.
I feel like they hang out. There's no way these two don't.
Is the dire warning that people still have awful facial hair?
Yeah. Is he wearing an Abercrombie shirt? That's the same shirt I'm wearing.
Is the dire warning that they made him take out his nose ring for the photo?
He's got a bug hanging, kind of, doesn't he?
It looks like he's got a little bear in the cave.
Is the dire warning that Chevelle is on a national tour right now?
He's supposed to be from the future.
They're back.
Shouldn't he be wearing more Mylar?
never left.
Marty, they're back. Bryant Johnson issued his grave warning to Casper
Brian
Police.
Johnson? No, rename him.
That's not a futuristic name.
His new name is Burgundy Jeep.
Yeah.
Bryant Johnson issued his grave warning to Casper Police. I guess it's Casper, Wyoming. Never heard. Monday night after officers were called about the man.
Pinot Toyota. Pinot Toyota.
We could just close out
From
the
the
show
future.
with all the Champagne Torino's brothers and sisters. The Torino fam. Monday night after officers were called about the man and his out-of-this-world message, according to HuffPo. Johnson, who police said smelled of alcohol and spoke with slightly slurred speech like myself, allegedly told officers that, quote, the aliens were coming next year and we needed to make sure to leave as fast as possible.
Look, you were laughing. But
If he's right, though.
No, but here's the thing. I don't know if any of you have ever time traveled about 31 years into the past. I have.
Not yet.
Is this a DM?
No,
or
afterward, yeah, you're likely to slur your speech. You've gone through the space-time continuum.
You might
It's
need a drink.
Wormholes.
Yeah.
Wormholes.
You might need a
tiring.
drink.
Yeah, no, and you actually do have to travel suspended in Jim Beam.
Tequila wormholes.
You do. That's the only thing that preserves.
Oh, we gotta hurry. I have an
underrated
appointment.
joke.
Got to eat the wormhole.
He refused to speak with nurses or
Never
doctors.
mind.
Stop.
I'm trying to make puns.
Previously
Yeah,
on our
yeah,
last
sure.
episode of
I have an appointment to get to. We started late.
Richie Flo ate the tequila wormhole. Where will he end up?
Hey,
And
I'm
what
in,
warnings will he give the people of the past?
There's aliens coming. I'm not drunk.
I've only had 200
I'm in the
years.
year 2056 with champagne, with an older Champagne Torino.
They have dollar
With
wormhole
President
shots.
with
He
President
just-
Champagne Torino.
He just got out of jail.
Oh no!
He just finally got out of jail after a 20-year sentence.
If I get 1,000 votes,
I'll be
will-
president.
I will turn myself into Secretary of State.
Nobody knows Joe Coffey's
And bring
callbacks.
donuts for everybody.
Oh,
Get
made.
Here he is. Give that man a hug.
Bear claw.
I love a dough-based socialism.
According to the report, he didn't specify an exact
Don't we
date
live
or
in a
time
buildings?
for the aliens' arrival. He refused to speak with nurses or doctors and instead insisted on meeting with, quote, the president of the town. Police said.
Champagne.
Take me to talk to Champagne.
Can we just mix these stories?
I'm from the future. I want to talk to the president of the town. Who's the president of this
You
Uber
guys don't
right
have
now?
presidents of your towns?
Send me to the president of your town.
Simpletons.
I have traveled to the past. Take me to your leader. But no, just like a local leader.
local.
Not like the big leader, but like who's your closest leader?
Not on a global scale. I
No,
traveled
just
from other.
Take me to your nearest leader.
I smell like alcohol. Of course
I
do.
accept Cub Scout leaders.
Imagine the guy that tells us
Youth
about the
leaders.
future. The guy who comes from the future not smelling like alcohol. I want to meet that guy.
I'll take a liter of cola. I'll
Take me to your church's worship leader.
Listen to this. Listen to this. This is better.
I mean it. Really,
This is-
anyone.
This is better. This is Johnson
Ship leader.
informed the officers that he was able to travel through time because the aliens filled his body with alcohol.
Yeah! I told you that was one of the steps.
That's it,
I
dude.
told you.
That's
Is
all
that
it
like
takes.
bartenders aliens?
I've time
Dude,
traveled.
I
If that's the case.
I have,
Heck yes.
I have traveled
I've-
16 hours in the future so many times by being filled with alcohol.
Dude, the
Being
jet
drunk,
lag, the
waking
jet
up
lag
with
the next
probes.
morning. It's
The worst.
The worst.
Let me
I
tell
think-
you about it.
I think an alien made me fall on my own front steps.
He also
Yeah.
claimed he stood on a quote
Pedialyte.
giant. He also claimed he stood on a quote giant pad, and then which transported him to the year 2017.
pill- it's
Though
a
he
mattress.
said he was supposed to be sent to the year 2018.
He just went to a closed down.
Okay, he's like,
track
whoa,
and
hold on.
stood on a pad.
The aliens are coming.
Take me!
The aliens are coming next year. We have to leave immediately. Wait, what year is this? 2017? Okay, I mean 2 years. I'm sorry. No, okay, I mean 2 years. I was supposed to get. Okay, this is a whole mix-up. I'm really sorry, guys. Oh.
Sorry, I'm drunk.
Oh, good.
I'm also drunk.
Oh, is there future egg on my face or what?
Oh God.
Wait, quickly. We have to send someone to the past to warn them. Brian the drunk. Send Brian the drunk.
Everyone loves Brian.
Yeah. I think he would fit in
life
back
of
then.
the party.
I think, yeah, he would fit in.
He had a blood alcohol concentration of 136 and was transported.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so
That explains the probes.
Dude,
I mean,
he
what
was-
else? What else do you do
No.
in Casper, Wyoming?
And also, if his BAC was .136, no wonder he wound up in the wrong year.
Yeah, that's
like you took a wrong turn, my dude. Like you were swerving all over the continuum.
Can't even find President Torino in this time. They went back too early because he's not president yet.
He's not president yet.
This is like Torino, and then Vice President Bartles and James.
All right, we'll do one more. We got to get out of here.
Okay.
Third week in
I don't
weird
promise
news.
anything. I don't promise anything I can do.
Tyler wrote a better joke than all of us.
Take me to your
Your
comptroller.
There he is.
Tyler wrote a way better joke than us.
So,
Kava and Paula.
Rick and Morty, the show that is on Adult Swim, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So they had that McDonald's promotion where
They did.
the Szechuan sauce.
Okay,
Right.
also to be fair, not a Rick and Morty promotion. McDonald's did it independently.
Oh, really?
Which
Independently.
no, independent.
No, they did.
No,
Independently.
but Rick and Morty recently came out with the episode, right?
Yeah,
where
yeah,
they,
but
like, talk about
technically
it.
the episode talked about intellectual property of McDonald's. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we had that.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
to ask their permission.
No,
So they
not at all.
did this thing without even talking to the Rick and Morty guys.
It's a fun time. It's
Yeah.
a fun.
God, I love
close.
this year.
It's
I
a
can't
great
think. I
year.
can't think of a single bad thing that's happened this year.
Not
Not a
once.
one.
not a thing.
Smile. A
Not in this
McDonald's.
skin tone. Not one bad thing has happened to me
A
personally.
McDonald's public relations stunt has ended in chaos after the fast food chain promised fans of the TV show Rick and Morty a limited edition, long out of production Szechuan. Is that how you say it? right?
Szechuan.
Dipping
Szechuan.
sauce, and then swiftly ran out. Police were called to at least one outlet after people in Queens, or no, not in Queens. I'm sorry, in queues for the sauce began getting angry and chanting, "We want sauce." I sent Jake a video of it. If
We
you can,
want sauce.
and the audio listeners.
When
you
do we
can
want
hear
it?
Sauce.
Wait,
Now.
no, up the that one, Jake.
What do we want?
With the car.
Sauce!
When do we want it?
Now.
1996.
It's our sauce,
Listen,
and we want
listen.
it now.
That's a lynching. That's a lynch mob of people.
I'm saucing, I'm
Now-
saucing, I'm saucing on you.
Now, to be
Szechuan.
fair, Rick and Morty is a cartoon for very intelligent people that are independent.
If you watch Rick
and
and Morty and you
self-thinking.
don't get off your couch and go demand things of other people,
I think
Are
you're
you really watching Rick and Morty?
I think
even
you're
doing it.
dumb. If you don't
never seen
join
it.
other independently intelligent people that are the centers of their own universe to go demand sauce to teenagers that make $7.50 an hour, I don't think you're really getting the message
think you're
of the
getting
show. I don't
Look
think
at
you're
this.
getting it.
imagine if someone who was working there hadn't seen the episode.
Look at this. This is
It's like,
great.
just what is going on?
Jake, pull back
we
up
didn't,
the
we
site.
didn't even get this stuff.
pull back up the
What?
site with that, and this is at a restaurant in Newark. Look at
I love Mulan.
the people with the yellow signs. Jake's pulling it up right now. People were protesting with signs outside. One of this kids says hashtag give us the sauce, and this, I guess it's Rick and Morty's third season. It says I don't care if it takes 4 seasons. And they are just.
Can we talk about the Spare Time Awards?
Can we just? I was gonna say.
Who's going to get the Spare Time Award?
Can we just talk about the fact, like the history books, like when you look back on what people used to be protesting with signs with these serious faces, it's like black and white. They're protesting like child labor or something, and we have women, the history books of women trying to vote, and we have hashtag give us the sauce. Spread the word. McDonald's scammed us. Look at this little kid.
In the future, if I meet a 60-year-old man who claims
you scammed
to
yourself.
If I meet a 60-year-old man who claims to have been in these protests, I will give that man a wedgie. I will give a 60-year-old man a wedgie. Why?
In some parts of the U.S., fans encountered stores that had not even received the promised sauce. So there were some that like people went there.
It was in like a select amount of stores. Not every store got one.
Some stores only got 20 packets.
Like
of
I'm
the
sure
sauce.
Hereford, Texas, did not
20
get
packets.
Szechuan sauce.
Okay, that's a little bit wrong on their part. 20 packets.
20 packets.
I asked for that much from Taco Bell.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
Quote, they did promote it, they say, as really, really limited. They tweeted, the best fans in the multiverse showed us what they got today. We hear you, and we're sorry not everyone could get some super limited Szechuan.
What that means
They
is
also McDonald's also, as an apology, said they're going to bring it back this winter.
And some of them are currently listed on eBay. Some of the packets are currently listed on eBay for hundreds of dollars.
I don't think they're making these packets. I think they found the old Mulan ones and were like, oh, these expiration dates are still
They
good.
found them in a
These are
time
still-
capsule.
Call the Rick and Morty people.
They got drunk, went back into time.
Yeah, expiration date's 2022. We're fine.
There's one guy named Greg who's like in charge of dusting these old McDonald's
Cleans them
caverns
and sends 20 to
and
each
is like,
location.
you'll never believe what I found. I remember this sauce.
Plugs? We're out of time.
Oh, we're out of time?
Right, okay, yeah.
Szechuan sauce coming to McDonald's this winter.
The aliens are coming.
The aliens are
2040.
coming. Don't forget.
2018.
Vote for President Champagne Torino.
The Harvest House show, October 25th.
October
at Harvest
25th,
House.
Wednesday at 10 p.m. I am on that show. Coincidentally, my birthday. Come out and pat me on the butt and give
When's
me
your
a
birthday?
kiss on the cheek. October 25th.
Dungeons and Dragons on Sunday.
On Sunday, 2 Brave Boys every Monday at Dan Silverleaf,
Every
11
Monday.
p.m.
It's free with drink specials.
It's free.
And you have Mark Nash. He's awesome. What about you, Richie? Friday.
Friday. Got
We
a
will
ton
be
of stuff.
roasting Mindy at Andy's.
Come get offended.
Mindy Art, Dent Night of the Year. And then, I think that's about it. Every Wednesday, 5:30, Joe Coffee and Company. Nobody knows. Thank you, Brave Boys. Richie.
Find me on Instagram.
I'm going to plug unplugging this microphone.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.